people.
Yeah.
They have 4 tag teams, but so we have the main event of Sasha Banks, Bailey, and Mickey James going up against your girl Absolution, your team Absolution.
I don't like the team. I just like Paige.
And after a 3-minute disqualification where all the women come out and beat each other up, Stephanie McMahon comes out. All the girls stop, break character, line up in a single file half semicircle. Stephanie McMahon stands in the middle of the ring and announces that the women's Royal Rumble is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then they manufacture the yes chant and they try to co-opt it and saying it's their chant, even though we all know it's Daniel Bryan's chant. Dominic, what are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are, I'm happy. There we go. No,
You're happy?
I know. I'm actually kind of excited to see what happens. I know. Did they say if it's a 30 woman or
I've heard it's 20.
20? I could definitely see Lita, Trish. Hopefully Trish. I don't know what she's doing. I know she said she'd like to, but maybe
AJ.
Maybe there we go. Maybe this brings back a couple former divas that are still in ring shape. I know Lita would be down. AJ would be freaking amazing. Does this bring back? I know Caitlyn's been training again. Does this bring back Caitlyn?
But I mean,
maybe?
if I think in total all the people on the main roster is like 22 or 20 something, like a low 20s. You take out Alexa Bliss and Charlotte being the champions, so that leaves 19. Is everybody going to be in the match?
I mean, okay, you have the men's Royal Rumble's 30 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have 15 Raw, 15 SmackDown. That's
Well, I mean, in theory, that's how it
in
would
theory. But then I'm sure you're gonna throw in surprise returns like Goldberg, let's say, or Batista comes in for just a one-off thing, or
Ronda Rousey.
whoever. I'm sure you're gonna have a couple NXT people jump in just because it's oh my god, look, oh my god, it's this person. So I say they can do a 30 woman, bring every diva.
But the thing is, like, a Royal Rumble is going to be an hour long. Do you really want to have 2-hour-long Royal Rumbles? Because that's going to... I know that I'm not trying to sound sexist or anything. That's going to water down the men's Royal Rumble.
Put the men's first.
I don't think they're going to put the men's first. I think they're going to have the women's match. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, do you put the women's Royal Rumble right before the men's Royal Rumble? When you have 2 back-to-back, like, you have an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes
Just
of
sitting there like,
2 matches. Like, that's another thing. Like, how do you lay this out?
I mean, I'm sure maybe they do. Well, do you think you'll get a lot? WWE will get a lot of bullshit for doing a pre-show?
Oh, there's no way they would do that on the pre-show. I mean, I think the way to do it is maybe you have
That's the first
you have the
thing.
women. I mean, you had like the women's Royal Rumble as the third to top, and then you have like the triple threat match. You can get that over in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and then you do the men's Royal Rumble as the main event.
I could see that happening.
But I just had a huge problem with how this was announced. Just
Well, I mean,
Stephanie McMahon coming out. She's a heel, but then when it's all about women empowerment, she's the star of the show, and she comes out, and all the women have to cower towards her. And just 5 minutes ago, everyone was beating each other's ass, and now they're all happy and hugging each other. And Paige just completely
Hey,
breaking down,
shut your
breaking
mouth.
her character.
Shut your mouth.
Sasha Banks said this was a complete shoot. They didn't know what was going to happen, and Stephanie announced it, and that's when they were all crying and everything. It's just gag-inducing. When Stephanie came on my TV, when they had the little thing coming out about her coming out of the limo, I was like, oh my god, I'm changing the channel. And then as soon as Stephanie came out I was like, oh, they're gonna. I knew they're gonna announce the Royal, and I'm like, geez, they're making this all about Stephanie again. It's terrible.
You
What?
hurt me.
Why?
Paige is my lady.
But what about the Stephanie McMahon stuff?
Oh, I mean, I do. Okay, I know a long time ago I said that like I'm pro Stephanie. Something like this does I do agree with you. It kind of just not ruined, but it kind of it doesn't play off in the same where she comes out and she's all, let's go get him. Yeah.
I mean, just to think like. Would you ever see the men doing something like this?
Oh God, no!
Where they all line up in a half
Oh,
circle,
no.
and I mean, I can maybe see this happening in NXT because Triple H kind of has the same problem of NXT being the proud papa, where he comes out
And he's just
and-
like, these are
I
mine.
mean, like they kind of did the thing with War Games, like all the guys were attacking each other, and then
Regal came
and
out.
then Regal comes out and announces it, and like they were all shocked, but they weren't like all celebrating and like
They're just like, oh shit.
they were all like hugging. They weren't hugging each other,
Crying.
yeah, they weren't doing all that shit, which it's just
I don't know. Women. I'm very pro woman, as you know.
we're all feminist here.
Yes. But I mean, it's kind of, you know, I'm not gonna censor myself because I'm not afraid of what people are going to say. But it's kind of what women are. They get very emotional at certain times of the day, year. You know. Am I digging that hole?
Good thing nobody listens to us, Dominic.
Oh well.
So,
Okay.
what's your early prediction for this women's Royal Rumble? Does Ronda Rousey win? Does Ronda Rousey debut here?
I say one. Well, if she does and wins, doesn't that kind of? Oh no, because
I have heard that the four horsewoman match is off because
it's off.
two of them haven't been training. You know, the two who aren't wrestling, Jessamine Duke and Johnny Gargano's wife,
Oh.
are not training right now at the moment. So apparently that match is off.
So
So they could just do Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, which is probably the biggest match they can do at this point, just as a singles match, unless God forbid they do Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon,
God, that'd be stupid.
which they set up at WrestleMania. And if it's anything but a other squash, is embarrassing.
That's stupid.
If Stephanie puts any sort of fight up against Ronda Rousey.
Prediction.
I mean, you got to think Becky Lynch, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Asuka, Naomi.
Whatever. Naomi. I was gonna call it Trinity for a second.
It's not Total Divas.
I know. Maurice comes back.
Maurice is 6 months pregnant. She's not going to have the kid at 8 months and then be able to come back.
She's gonna give birth in the ring. She's gonna say, "Here, we won it, baby." Does this spell the comeback for a Nicole and/or Brianna Bella?
I think it's a. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but I think Nikki probably will come back. Don't know about Brie. I mean, I don't know if the crowd has that much of an emotional connection with the Bella twins. I don't know if.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they get a huge pop if Nikki came back. Maybe if Brie would come back, just because it's Dana Bryan's wife and
Yeah.
and she just had a baby. Maybe there'd be a little bit more emotional connection. But you still haven't answered my question. Who's going to win the Royal Rumble?
I don't know. Fuck. Does this bring back? Michelle McCool said that.
Dominic, this is what we do. We come out here 6 months out or 6 weeks out, and we say something. And if we're right, we brag about it. And if we're wrong, we just ignore it.
You know what? I'm gonna say it's gonna be Bailey because they fucked her over for so long. I think this is their way back to building her up.
A man can dream. So Smack.